So last week we asked you to submit to us questions via YouTube that we would review and then go over and provide a video response back that we will post on YouTube as well as a way to continue to interact. Question from last week was, what do you feel are the most important budget priorities that we should be working on this year? And Brad from Kansas City suggests that we balance the budget and that we actually read the budget proposed and maybe make it a crime if the budget isn't read. He also suggests that if you vote for a budget that's not balanced, make servicing the debt the responsibility of the people who voted for it. We are moving in the direction of balancing the budget. We cut the budget deficit, I think, by about 2/3 by 2010 as we move into that direction. We have to remember that, over the past 8 years, really, President Bush and the Republican-controlled Congress for 6 of his 8 years borrowed more money from foreign interests than every president in Congress before them combined. So we have been saddled with a tremendous debt. We have 2 wars going on, one in Iraq, one in Afghanistan. We have the greatest economic crisis that the country has faced since the Great Depression, which affects revenues. And the reason that we are now passing a stimulus plan, the reason why we are now making these investments in the budget that we just passed today in healthcare, education, and energy, is because we need to fill that void in the economy right now. So I think it would be foolish, quite frankly, for the government to never be able to deficit spend. In areas and times like these, the last entity available to try to provide the social safety net or stimulate the economy, whether it is with defense spending or any of these other issues with regard to social spending, could be harmed by saying you must balance the budget this year. And if you look at what's going on now with 2 wars and a huge recession, I think it's important to recognize that the government does have a role here. Again, I understand, Brad, where you're coming from and feel you as far as us needing to balance the budget. And we are moving in that direction. But I think to say that somehow a member of Congress is going to have to service the debt if they vote for a budget that is not balanced, I think, quite frankly, would be foolish because that the budget, in the instance that we're in now, if we had to balance it, we would have to completely stop funding for the war in Iraq and the war in Afghanistan. We would have to completely cut down on our anti-terrorism programs. We would have to get rid of the investments that we just made in increasing the Pell Grant and in making the student loans deduction for $2,500. All of these would have to be pulled back, or a significant tax increase across the board to keep things rolling. Clint from Maui suggests that $5 to $8 billion should go to veteran small business programs, that it would stimulate an important sector of the economy, small business, and give back to the soldiers who have given us so much. We have done a lot for veterans, and I can agree with you that we need to address the issue of stimulating business. We're trying to get veterans who are coming back from the wars involved in our economy in a variety of different ways. One of the ways is providing 4-year free college to all veterans who have served in Iraq and Afghanistan. These vets who come back can contribute in many ways, like the vets who came back from World War II contributed with the GI Bill. We have eliminated a number of fees that veterans would pay who are now coming back. Veterans who were in combat now qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit. We have increased spending for veterans' health care, for mental health, for post-traumatic stress disorder. All of these issues have been addressed with significant increases in the budget. So we are taking care of our veterans and feel that an education is the best way to get them to help stimulate our economy. We have made a number of moves with small businesses in particular. The President's budget guarantees $28 billion in loans to stimulate small business. Also supporting $1.1 billion in direct disaster loans for businesses, homeowners, and renters. And also including in there a research tax credit, making that permanent. Also making sure that some of the deductions for small businesses are available when you're talking about new investments in plants and equipment, those kinds of things. With the largest increase in veteran spending in the history of the VA, the Democrats have said we are going to take care of our veterans, not use it as a slogan. And then on the other side, the small businesses would apply for veterans who go and try to seek that. So although there may not be something specific for veterans who are going into small businesses, I think we do address both the veterans' issues from a healthcare benefit, education perspective, and also small business perspective for both veterans and non-veterans.